today's episode of The Hustling Agent, we are hanging out with the incredible Kelli Salter from Anchor Real Estate in Jacksonville, North Carolina. Kelli, what is going on?
What's up, Sonny?
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Really glad to get to hang out with you again this week.
Excited.
Yes. So for our viewers and listeners, I met Kelli through Chet Black's coaching and got to know her, and it's been super fun. Kelli is now also a coach within the organization, so that is incredible. And Kelli has one of the reasons why we're having you on is you've had like a recent terrific journey, and I think that it's really motivational for people to listen to, right?
Yes.
Yes. So let's hear it, because I love this story. It's one of my favorite ones.
All right. So I opened an independent brokerage here in Eastern North Carolina about 18 months ago, maybe. And so when I say I opened an independent brokerage 18 months ago, what does that mean? It meant that I was the one woman wrecking ball. And so we've gone from a hodgepodge group of people who wanted to be to a group of 25 in production, 6 full-time staff members, a beautiful office, really taken the world by storm, if you ask us. The brokerage really focuses on recruiting and training brand new agents. Absolutely brand new agents are my favorite. I want them that they know nothing. They've never sold a house. They've never looked at a contract before. That's super. That no worries. We're going to coach you from zero to wherever you want to be. I was an individual agent at, I have been on a team as well, but started my career as an individual agent, was Rookie of the Year at one of the biggest franchise brokerages here in the area in 2016. And we burned the ships and said, let's see if we can do it on our own. And here we are.
So you've been licensed since 2016?
2015.
2015.
2015. Yeah.
And you were Rookie of the Year, what year?
2016. So I got my license in October of 2015. So 2016 was my first full year in real estate.
I was Rookie of the Year too.
I know. It's like a trend.
Yes.
All the cool kids.
Yes, good. And what did you do prior to real estate?
Okay, so I was the executive administrative assistant to the CEO of a publicly traded renewable energy company. And we went public twice while I worked for him, once 25 times oversubscribed. So startups are my gig. They're my favorite. I love the complete and utter chaos of startups. And so my background in the corporate world was such an incredible leg up for me. Having sat in the CEO's office, I understood marketing and sales. I understood ops and leadership. I understood how to make a company work. And I understood it at a very, very high level with us being publicly traded with a board. And I knew a lot of the ins and outs at 22 years old that most people are still trying to figure things out. And I had privy to international travel, privy to multicultural situations, just an incredible background. But it also gave me a distinct advantage because my sphere knew I knew business. And so I didn't have the transition into real estate that a lot of people do, where they had to earn the trust of their sphere. My sphere already knew I knew how to handle money, and I knew how to make really good business decisions. And we were able to ramp up very, very quickly because I already had an innate business trust with people who already knew me.
Good. Fascinating. Yeah. So you walked in with business experience, maybe not completely real estate experience, but you walked in, you did have a leg up for
Mhm.
sure. That was your advantage. When you became licensed, was it in the same market that you're in now?
Yes,
So your whole real estate career has been in Jacksonville,
right
North
here.
Carolina.
Yeah.
But how long have you lived there though, total?
Just shy of 10 years.
Yeah, so you're not a local, right?
No, I'm not a local. I'm not a local. So we're a military market. We're a transient market. We serve Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune, New River Air Station, Cherry Point's 45 minutes north of us. We live in a transient community. So most of us are not from here. So of my office, maybe 5 or 6 of us are actually from Jacksonville. But we've been here long enough that we just sort of assume that this is home.
Yeah, well, I guess when the average resident is transitioning with military, then maybe you are a local after only
But
10 years.
after
Right.
we just assimilate.
Yes, assimilate. Good. I love that word. I'm a Star Trek fan, so that's why I love it. So when did you open up? 18 months ago, you opened up, you were trying to do the math, and math is hard with a cell phone in my pocket all day long. So 5 years kind of as an agent, right? 4 or 5 years, you were on a team. And what was that decision to quit, to change your whole circumstance? What was that? What did that look like?
That's a great question. And again, and I say my husband is my business partner, my best friend, my husband, like just, so when I say we, it's very much everything is a joint decision. And we decided that we no longer wanted to be a part of someone else's team. So I went out on my own and back out as an individual agent. And about that time is when I got into the Cheplack world. We started privy to folks like you and all these major players that were doing real estate at just levels that around here nobody had ever seen. So we started again at square one. Like, so I had 0 in escrow, nothing when I started over again, coming off the team. It grew so fast. So we were then beginning to become major players. We were first to market in some lead generation strategies. We were really over indexing on things that were working in really big teams, and it grew really fast. And so I started coaching with John, and we started looking at what did this really look like? Like, what did we want to look like? And what were our pain points at our current brokerage? What did we like? What did we not like? What did we want it to look like? And oftentimes when you hear me tell the story, we talk so much about the vision of what we wanted it to look like. And we really sat down with a blank piece of paper and a pen and said, what does it look like? How does it feel? How does it feel to be an agent with us? How does our office feel? What's going to be different? And we just, one day I was honestly driving home from the vet with my American Bully in the front seat. And I said, I'm done. We're leaving. And so I called a trusted friend and I said, hey, I think I'm going to leave and start my own indie. And she said, super, I'm with you the whole way. I said, okay, great. I called my husband and I said, we're leaving. He said, where are we going? And I said, we're going to open a real estate brokerage. And he is like, you're kidding me, right? And I'm like, nope, this is what we're going to do. So that was June. And we left in September. It was just me and another agent who really served as my transaction coordinator. And we secured this space, beautiful, beautiful office space in a residential area. We spent months building it out in the middle of COVID. And we opened to the public on May 1st of 2021. And so that was about 9 months ago. And that's when we started to build our team. We started to add people. On the day of the grand opening, we probably had 6 agents in production. And we've beyond tripled that at this point.
Good. And just getting started too. Good. And I want to, give you props and just point something out to all the viewers and listeners of this episode. Is Kelli, had a general idea of maybe where she wanted to go, and she got into coaching, which is a smart decision always. At whatever scale. And I'm not saying that our coaching is the best, but our coaching is the best. But I'm not only saying that, I'm saying coaching is important.
Yes.
I have a check-in with my fitness coach after this. So coaching is important. You take your dog to get trained, right? Coaching is important. But you went to a room, so you surrounded yourself with people that you wanted to completely emulate, right? Like the other day, Facebook, I'm looking at my memories, and a couple of John's events had been on like last week over the last couple of years.
Yes.
So I remember, and I sat in that room to my first CHEP event, and sure, I had a big team and all that, but maybe like 400 or 500 transactions, nothing crazy. And I sat next to Gary Ashton, who I knew but not well. Through the course of that week, I got to know much better. And I've always modeled my activities and actions around people similar to you. You've always been a great student, so that's just what I'm bringing up to everybody, right? Is like all the shit you hear about stuff that you should be doing if you want to advance your career. Both of us are evidence of that being a fact, right? What do you think about that?
Yes, 100%. So we went and sat in these rooms as I was sitting in those rooms as an individual agent.
Yeah, you were.
As an individual agent, I was sitting in the rooms with the Gary Ashtons of the world, with the Sunits of the world. Like we were immersed in a world that was so far removed from anything Eastern North Carolina that you could imagine. And what that did for us, and we say this all the time, I've been able to go from an indie brokerage, 0 transactions, to closing 215 in the first year. We'll close 500 in year 2. It has saved us years of ramp up. It has saved us hundreds of thousands of dollars in mistakes. And so people oftentimes will look at the cost of a coach and say, well, I can't afford it. I would opine that you can't afford not to, because all of the opportunity costs that I would have lost if I had not been sitting in these rooms, or all of the mistakes that we would have made, or the years of leadership training that I've gotten by being in these rooms and watching other people make big moves in their brokerages or on their teams, give you the power to go make those moves in your own brokerage or your own team. And you can't afford to not put yourself in those kinds of situations and in those kinds of rooms. And it's incredibly important. I don't ever want to be the biggest fish in the pond. Conversely, it takes a lot of bravery to go be the smallest of the small of the minnow in the pond. And I love being the underdog. Like I am the most underestimated person in my market and I love it. But
Yes.
what it did was allowed me to get to be everybody's little sister. Like I am everybody's little sister. Do you know what it's like to have a Rolodex like mine and to have everybody just be rooting from you from every part of North America? You can't go pay for that. I mean, it's incredible to have all these people who want to see you win. They're there to help. Now after a couple of years of being in this group of people, they're calling me with their wins, or they're calling me wanting to vent about something. And I'm like, here I am, Indy in the middle of Jacksonville, North Carolina. Nobody knows me. I'm not a big name, but now I'm part of these conversations. I'm on these panels. People are calling me to say, hey, people who have been in the business longer than I have, calling me to say, hey, how did you build this PPC strategy? Or how did you build this team? Or how do you get your agents to do X or Y or Z? Or how did you scale? How did you scale from 0 to 25 in 9 months? How do you keep them all motivated? How do you keep them all busy? And how do you keep them all with leads? And what do you coach them with? How do you teach them? It's an incredible, incredible environment. So go find your room, whatever that looks like. Go find your room, because you're not going to win alone. And chances are you're not going to win with the groupthink that happens in your own market, especially for those of us that are not in big markets like Sacramento and San Diego and all those sorts of things. Like, get out of your own market and go hear what's working somewhere else, because I'm telling you, what was said on a Sunday call, just an off the cuff comment, has netted our agents 6 figures.
Yeah.
Just off the cuff. And nobody here at the time was doing it. We were first to market on so many innovative things because I was brave enough to go sit in rooms where I was the underdog.
Yeah, good. No, absolutely. Hearing you talk about that, I'm remembering your journey. I'm reflecting on mine, and just you went to the right room early in your career. You took a chance on something that wasn't cheap, so good for you. But and a lot of people go through different journeys to get there, but absolutely, like I think having a mentor, being in the right room, not being afraid, fortune favors the bold, and you made a bold move. So good, it's good shit. Fucking love it. Yeah, it's good shit. It's good shit. So tell me about Anchor, the plan for this year, 2022, and the plan going forward there.
Awesome. So our mission, our vision, is to be the best.
Good.
It's to be the best. It is, and what does the best mean? The best doesn't necessarily mean the biggest. It means that we have the best agents, we have the best trained agents, the best knowledgeable agents, we have the best culture from an agent perspective, but it's also that we are a client-centered organization where the needs of the client come first. Oftentimes we hear people over profits, and actions don't reflect that. The core value of who we are here are people over profits. So we will do 500 transactions this year, about 110 million. And we'll have 40 agents in production.
Good.
So we double our agent count. And we are actually very excited that we're in the process of buying our building. So I am no longer going to be a tenant in my building. We are buying it. Really, really excited about that. And we also have a long-term property management company as a component of the brokerage. And so the target there is 150 properties in long-term management, and they are going to absolutely crush that they're going to put me in a position where I have to up their number. And I love that. I tell them every day that everybody, not just property management, but growth problems are my favorite kind of problems. I love when they bring me problems that are, we're out of chairs, we're out of desks, our transaction coordinators are at capacity. We need to bring on a full-time bookkeeper, like all things that they're just like, we don't really know how to tell you this, but, and I'm like, those are growth problems. And I love, love, love when they bring them to me. But really the plan is to be the best and to have just an incredibly dynamic indie brokerage that serves the families of, our area at the highest level. And with us being a transient community, a military community, we are often the first line of defense for our clients, and they become our friends. Like we are going to see these people again, whether that's at the grocery store because it's a really small town, or whether it's at the military ball or the command event, or we're going to see them again. And they're probably going to need our help in 3 years to resell it or to put it in property management. We have a very quick lead nurture cycle here and a very quick turnover. And so we stay in touch with our folks. We are huge on client appreciation, huge on client events, and just really getting to know our clients, because at the end of the day, chances are we're all going to end up at the Children's Museum together on Saturday, and we're all just going to be friends.
What has been your favorite client event that you've done?
Oh my gosh. Okay, now you're going to have me tell them? Like, you want me to tell them? Okay.
Yeah.
This was epic. We had
I want to know too.
So much fun. It was incredible. Okay, so here's really important. You got to know your market. Okay, so what's going to work in, where you are is not going to be very appealing where I am. So I rented a movie theater. This was also the cheapest event we've ever done. So I rented out the biggest theater in the movie theater here in town on the Saturday morning after Frozen 2 came out, and we gave away free tickets for Frozen 2. Big. And it was so incredible. We had so much fun. And actually, the movie theater screwed up because, you tell people you have to RSVP and they don't.
Sure.
The movie theater screwed up, and they did not queue up the movie in the right movie theater. So we got moved to the Mac Daddy of movie theaters with the nice seats and everything. And it sat more people than our booked theater did, which was a good thing because we had more people than we would have been able to house. Sure. with what it was great. They still talk about it. My son dressed up like Olaf, and it was fantastic. We hired a professional photographer. They all had we had a disc that said, we love our realtor. And so we have tons of photos with all of our clients holding up, we love our realtor. Wow. We did giveaways, and they're still talking about it. Social media blew up that day. Oh my gosh, our realtor's the best. She rented out the movie theater. Our kids got to see Frozen. And so we keep trying to replicate that experience, but with COVID, it's been a little bit difficult with all the things going direct to, but it's really hard to top Frozen 2.
Frozen 2 is playing right now in my living room. I went out there to get some water before a call, and Serena's, well, you watching Frozen 2, not Encanto right now? Because that's been on repeat in my house.
Yes.
How about you guys? You guys been watching that?
We have a little boy, so yeah, we've watched the one, the
Raya.
Yeah, that's we watched some crazy movie the other day that was this awful, terrible sci-fi thing that and he's incredibly smart. So sometimes the things that come on in my house are we watch a lot of Sid the Science Kid.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
My girls watch that too. Yeah.
We watch old, like from 10, 15 years ago, science stuff and
Oh, good. Like
yeah.
almost educational, right?
Yes, educational, because nothing on right now is educational. So
Yeah. Bluey and Peppa Pig are not educational.
no.
Peppa
We
Pig will make the
try.
kid into a brat, is what I
Oh,
think.
yes.
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 With
No, we watch the old school stuff. Magic School Bus, Sid the Science Kid. Yeah, Bill Nye the Science Guy. Lots of we are like super nerdy people.
That's awesome. Nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that. Yes. What about like going forward? Like, what initiatives are you rolling out this year? Like, what are some things, maybe lead gen or marketing, that you're excited to do? I know we've been talking about increasing content
Yes.
production lately in our coaching calls, but what are some things like that that you're thinking about?
So our focus for 2022 is omnipresence. It's that's right. That's really two things: omnipresence and structure. So I don't want to run the place on sheer force. So, and to some extent, last year, startup 0 to 215, some of it was just on sheer grit.
Sure.
And so putting systems in place, I've got my core staff, and that is so incredibly important. So I've got my brokerage administrator, I've got my admin, I've got a full-time bookkeeper, we've got a full-time marketing person with some VAs in there. I've got my core group to be able to go scale. So we did things maybe a little bit in reverse, and some people disagree with it, and that's okay. They can be wrong.
Sure.
In that we put our admin staff together. We put our core group together that was going to be our absolute ride or dies. And then we built our agents up from that admin staff that are always going to be the continuity in the brokerage. And so database is really big in standards and principles, and our databases, touching our clients, making sure that our leads know who we are. And then also just omnipresence, content, or does everybody know who we are? That's I want to have my groceries delivered, because when I go to the grocery store, they're like, you're that crazy lady that sells that real estate. Yes, I'm that crazy lady that sells that real estate.
Yep.
So that is our focus for 2022. We also recruit brand new agents. And I think I've got a group of 4 right now that have been licensed since January 1.
Good.
And so I spend a lot of my time coaching and training and working with them on productivity, on their own lead generation, making sure their sphere knows who they are and that they sell real estate, along with integrating them into lead generation strategies in the brokerage. And so I've got a group of them that we started with last summer, and we're also focusing with them on getting their businesses stable, intact, with their own systems, so that they can go grow their business. Because as a team leader, I tell them very intentionally, I don't want you to always need my business. I don't want you to always need my leads. My goal is to bring you in, coach you up with my leads, with company generated leads, teach you how to have a repeatable and scalable business, and then you not need me.
Yeah.
But I want you to want to stay because of the community, because this is where your home is. This is where this is where I sell real estate. This is where I hang my license. This is my community. This is my culture. This is my real estate family. And so we have focused on that as well, in what will be for all but maybe 4 of my agents. This is their first full year in real estate.
Good. Wow. Well, so relevant question is, what's your advice for a new agent?
For a new agent.
Yeah.
For a new agent, where you hang
Or
your life.
maybe somebody that new are facing challenges and whatever in their success. And
I'm brand new in the business. For 1-2 year struggling agents is my jam, man. Like,
I
that
know.
is my jam. So, okay. Where you hang your license matters. Who you affiliate with matters. And we say around here that 100% of nothing is nothing. So if you sit down with somebody and your first question is, what's your commission split? I will actually get up and leave. If that is your first question with me, we're done. That sounds bad, but it is. If that's what you lead in with me, I'm not for you. So who you affiliate with and who you surround yourself with matters. So, and don't get enamored with shiny objects of what a brokerage is going to provide to you. If nobody at the brokerage actually uses the platform that they're flashing in front of you, it's not going to help you either.
Wow, that's really good and so fucking true. Say that again. Say that again for everyone to listen. Let me hear that one more time. It's so true.
Don't get enamored with shiny objects.
Yes.
If nobody at the brokerage uses what they're flashing in front of you, it is not going to help you either. So you want to be in a world where people are collaborative and that they're going to help you as a brand new agent. So your culture matters. And if you get it wrong, this is the mistake that I see made so often. If you get it wrong, your heart knows you got it wrong. Don't be afraid to go move. Don't be afraid. Do not be afraid. Go interview somebody else. Because even if you come and you sit down with me or you want to have coffee with me or whatever, you are going to leave with a couple of nuggets of things that you didn't know before you sat down with me.
Sure.
Go talk to other people. Go talk to other agents. Go have coffee with an agent friend, or go take somebody to lunch and say, what's it like where you are? Will they help me? What's your training look like? What's your coaching look like? How often do you see your broker or team leader? Or how long does it take for your broker to get back to you if you have a question? As a brand new agent, if you get left on red for 3 or 4 or 5 days, you need to move.
Yeah.
You need to go. And don't get it wrong. It's not always me, but I have a leadership team here. And I have a group of people here that are going to help you. And somebody else may answer your question faster than I can, but I'm going to make sure that I've got a process in place that your question is going to get answered. And one of the they would argue the single biggest thing that helps people be productive here are our accountability groups. Don't be afraid to get really uncomfortable with a group of people that want to see you succeed. And so here we have accountability groups that run for a quarter at a time. And then they're your inner circle. They're your mastermind. They're your ride or dies. They're your first line of defense if you have a contract question. They're in the game with you. And here, all of our dialer numbers are public. You can't hide if you're not working here. And they will call you out on it. And they will say, are you sick? Are your kids sick? Are you dying? Or are you quitting? Like, the first 3 we can help you with, the fourth we're not going to tolerate.
Yeah.
So get uncomfortable with people who want to see you grow, and y'all all go grow together.
Love
And
it.
again, that's a culture thing. That's what you're looking for. What we're seeing with a lot of the disruptors in the market right now are a spirit of collaboration, which is something that a lot of us have never seen before in traditional real estate. So find those collaborators that are local to your market. There are some somewhere. Find those people and then go grow with them, but don't be afraid to move if you find yourself in the wrong place.
Yes, love that. Love that. Love that. And I reflect back too. So great. You are no doubt crushing it. Kelli, if somebody wants to send you a referral deal, how do they get a hold of you?
AnchorRealestateNC.com.
Anchor Real Estate NC for North Carolina. I figured that out on my own. AnchorRealestateNC.com. How about if somebody wants to explore coaching with you and learn from everything you've done in such a short time?
It's Kelli.Cheplackcoaching.com. You tell me. It's not.
No, it's
not. I don't
Kelli,
know.
KELLI.ChepLackLiveCoaching.com.
Okay, there you go. That's the first time anybody's ever asked me that on a podcast. So Sunny caught me up on that one.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for being on. Even though, we work together and you've been coaching with me, which has been really cool. And we are friends, which is also super cool. I learned more about you, and that's the great thing about doing this and just being able to hang out and record it. And now all our viewers and listeners know about you too.
Our friends know.
Yes. And you guys watch out for Kelli. No doubt this is the beginning of an incredible journey. I'm expecting big things out of her. So thanks again, Kelli.
Thank you.